So I was trying to think of some new series to do. Now, I think on YouTube you need to kind of get into a schedule of uploading to certain days and doing certain videos on certain days to actually keep up with it. Now, I'm really bad at this, and I'm trying to improve myself. I'm pretty good at making the shorts because they're a lot easier to make, but the actual YouTube videos, they actually take a while, and they take a lot of thinking. So, I'm going to start doing some tier list Tuesday things. Now, everyone loves a tier list, I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to try and base all of mine around Apex, but you know, we could branch off at some point. But every Tuesday I'm going to try and upload some kind of tier list. I'm not going to try and do the kind of conventional ones everyone does, like the Apex Legends tier list. Obviously this looks like I'm going to do this now, but I'm not. I'm going to do the highest skill ceiling Legends, the hardest ones to play. So we're going to go, F tier is going to be the easiest, and S tier is going to be the hardest ones to actually learn, and to play, and to master in the game. I think it'd be quite interesting to do, because a lot of people might be interested to see this. Legends wise, I mean, if you want to go see a Legends tier list, I can literally make that in like 5 seconds. It's really not difficult at the moment. But if you want to go see it, Google it somewhere else, because you're not going to get quite that here, although they might cross over a little bit. But let's get into this. So now we have 20 legends in the game. I think all 20 are here. Yeah, Maggie is just there. And we're going to go over which ones have the highest skill ceiling. Now, what I mean by this is I'll try and explain while I'm actually going through this. But what I'm going to start with here is a couple of easy ones for me. One, Bloodhound. I think Bloodhound's the easiest one to play in this game. I think Bloodhound is literally has the most simple abilities. You press LB, you know where people are. You press your ult and you're a bit faster, you just shoot people. And you just scan. He's easy to use. Simple one for me. I don't think that the skill ceiling of Bloodhound is that high. Obviously you get a lot of good players playing Bloodhound, but that's not what I'm going for here. I'm going for the skill ceiling of the character altogether. Next we have Lifeline. I'm going to put her down here as well. To be honest, I'm going to put these mostly, I'm probably going to go for like 3 tiers. I'll go for like F, C and S because I'm not going to bother using all of them. But I just want to explain a few things. Lifeline, she literally has a drone, she has an ult, that's it. The more mechanically movement ones are going to be the ones that are harder to play here. And then we have Fuse I'm going to put here as well. He literally has a rocket, his abilities are very easy to use. He can stick people with grenades, he can shoot grenades further. That's pretty much it. And for the easy tier, the easiest tier, I would probably, actually I'd put Maggie there as well, because I don't think her abilities are that special. I don't think anyone can have amazing abilities with Maggie, because she's very basic. You can be good with a shotgun, but past that, nah, you can't really be that good. And I'm also going to put the only movement character that I think is quite easy to play would be Octane. Now, he's not the easiest of these. He's not the easiest, but I'm going to put him down here because I think that Octane is quite easy to play. He literally just speeds up and he can jump about a lot. And he can get out of situations quite easily, but you can't put yourself in the same situations as you can with Wraith, and I think Wraith's skill ceiling is a little bit higher. So that is going to be my first 5 there, and I think there are the easiest legends to play in this game. You could also put Seer there if you wanted to, but I think Seer is a little bit more difficult than Bloodhound. I'm going to start off at D tier now. I'm going to skip E because I don't think anyone's going to sit in E. But D tier, I'm going to go Seer because I think he's a bit harder to play than Bloodhound. And he has the different abilities. You can't just press one button and he has that scan in front of him. So I think he sits about there. What else do we have? Let's have a look at the legends a minute. So Bangalore is relatively easy to use because she literally has a smoke. Her best ability is her passive when she speeds up. So I think that she is also quite easy to use. Now, Mirage. Do you know what? Mirage actually surprises me. I honestly think a really good Mirage is actually really powerful. One-on-ones, you don't often beat a Mirage. I don't care what anyone says. They have an element of surprise, which you just can't get from anyone else. Okay, so Rampart I'm going to put here in the C tier because I actually think Rampart's quite hard to use. I have like 1,000 kills with most legends in this game, or 1,000 kills plus with most legends in this game. I have like 10k as my most, but I have that on a couple. So I've played like every character a lot. But Rampart, you have to be ahead of the game with Rampart. For example, Wraith, you can do what you want. If you run into a bit of trouble, you can get out of it. With Rampart, you've literally got to like think ahead. You've got to put your shields down before the fight happens. I know you can try and do it during, but they just get destroyed so quickly. So I think Rampart's skill ceiling is actually quite high, which it might seem a bit odd to some people. Next, I'm going to put Revenant here. Now, Revenant mains are interesting people because the totem's actually quite hard to use and get it right. You've got to like counter out. You've got to think a lot of things before you put that. You've got to think, is someone going to push on us while we're actually using the ult here? His silence is actually quite hard to hit. It's just different to every other like ability in the game. It just like dips wildly, and it is loud as well. But I would put him there. I don't think he's really easy to play. I think his climbing actually makes him pretty fun to play. So yeah, I would put him there. Next, I'm going to go with Loba here. I don't think Loba doesn't have the abilities that are like high skill ceiling. I don't think, because her bracelet just travels to somewhere. You have nothing actually to do. Just throw it and you travel to that place. I don't think there's any other. It's any harder than that. I'm also going to put Ash here. I'll put it there because Ash, once again, her Q very easy to use. Just shoot straight, and she can ult, and then she just teleports to it. I don't think that she has anything special there. Next, I'm going to go with. I think Valka's got a high skill ceiling. I think Watson can go here though. So Watson, obviously she has her fences, but I think using the fences correctly and using them really fast and putting the ult down at the right time is actually quite hard to master. I don't think, if someone's not played this game, Watson is not a good legend to just learn with, to start with, because her abilities are relatively hard to use in my opinion. Next, all these ones here now, I would call most of these higher tier characters to play and harder to play. Now, as I said earlier, I'm going to put Wraith in B tier a minute, and I'll explain this now. Wraith she's one of the only people in the game that has the ability to literally be invincible for like 3 seconds, and being a very good Wraith requires you to get angles that a lot of people wouldn't be able to do, and you can get back out of it. Now, learning all that with Wraith, you see a lot of people play Wraith, and for the obvious reason that she can do that, but a lot of people don't actually use her how she should be used. You can literally get angles anywhere as long as you can phase back to your team, and I think learning the highest skill of Wraith is actually quite difficult to do. A lot of people can play Wraith at like a moderate level, but I think playing Wraith at a really high level is actually quite hard to do. So next, I'm going to go Mirage in here. I honestly think Mirage is hard to use. I know it sounds ridiculous, but his ult, it requires quite a lot of like movements and things. I've got like 1200 kills in Mirage, and I would not say I've fully mastered his ult or anything yet. I find him really difficult to use. Now, a lot of people might not. Mirage is normally kind of more like a EF tier legend, in my opinion, because he doesn't actually give anything to the team. But in terms of learning him and the skill ceiling, I'd actually give him a B all day, because I think he's quite hard to play. A lot of people might disagree with that, but that's just what I think. So let's go into try and do some A tier. Right. Caustic. I'm going to put Caustic here, actually. Me putting Caustic in B might be a bit interesting for some people, because you could put a barrel down and you just sit behind it, and sit in the building. But a good Caustic player doesn't do that. That's what the bad Caustic players do. The skill ceiling with Caustic, I think, is quite high, because you can literally defend and attack. And if people master that way that you can jump on people, use that ult, and you can take any place that you want with Caustic gas pretty easily. And if people can master that, that is why Caustic can be so powerful in the higher ranks. He even gets played in like ALGS competitive matches by like ESA, which are like the best team. And there's a reason for that. Caustic has a high skill ceiling. I don't care what people say. He does. He straight up does. You could not jump on Caustic and do really, really well with him. You could sit in the building, fine, you can do that, you can live, but that's not doing well with him. That's living. In my opinion, he's quite hard to play. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to whack Crypto here, because I think learning Crypto well is very, very difficult. Once again, I've got like 1,000 kills with Crypto, and I wouldn't say I've mastered him at all yet. I know how to use him, I know everything about his abilities, but I would not say that I've mastered him, because you got to like be so well positioned when you ult. You got to know how far away the ult is from you, make sure you're not quite in it. There's a lot to learn with Crypto. He also has abilities that a lot of people don't even know he has, and also his heirloom is fire, so that adds a bit to him. Then we got 4 left. I would say these 4 are probably the higher skilled legends to use in the game. I'm going to put Valk on this one, because I think Valk is relatively easy to use, because she can literally just fly anywhere. But I think her, to be really good with Valk, you have to be very good movement wise, and you have to think ahead of time. You got to like think, I'm going to shoot this guy, jump back up. Obviously she's easy. I think she's quite easy to learn, but she has a very high skill ceiling. If you watch someone like Verholst play with her, who plays with TSM, you can see that he's like insane on Valk, and there's a reason that he plays Valk. The skill ceiling is very, very high. Gibby, I would also put here. Gibby is a weird one, because obviously he's very, very, very good. If someone says that Gibby's bad, you don't know what you're doing on Apex. He's literally the best legend in the game. He has an invincible bubble. He has an arm shield that gives him stupid amounts of health. And he has Fortify as well. He's just insane. Learning to use the bubble at the right time and getting into bubble fights is a very difficult skill. A lot of people don't know how to do it. In some gameplay, you see some people, you chuck a bubble down and they're like, what the hell is that? Why have you bubbled there? and people just don't understand it, and they always panic around bubbles. Now, learning the bubble fight is a huge thing in Apex, and if you can't do it, I'd recommend just going into the fire range, get like a gibby mate, chuck a bubble down, and just fight each other. You learn so much. In higher tier gameplay like Diamond Plus, gibby bubbles are you need to know how to fight in a gibby bubble really badly. And I would say he's an A tier legend in terms of skill ceiling. And the highest two, I'm going to put Pathfinder and Horizon, because I'll put, oh god, where did the Horizon just go? Am I blind? Did Horizon just do, oh, she's there. There we go. Yeah, Pathfinder and Horizon I would put at the top here. Pathfinder's grapple takes a lot of time to master. There's a lot of different things you can do with Pathfinder's grapple, which is a tactical. You can like fly off things, you can push things. You don't have the ability to go back once you've gone in with the grapple. So I think the skill ceiling of Pathfinder is really high. He's also quite a big legend. His hitbox is pretty big, and I think mastering him is actually really difficult. And I think Horizon is also the best fighting legend in the game. A lot more people are using her in competitive and ranked now. Her pick rate's actually gone up recently quite a lot. But I think if you can master using her tactical, which is her grav lift, and you can shoot while you're on top of it, and shoot while you're going up it even. Honestly, it takes time to master it and really get good at it. Horizon's one that I've got like 2k with. I would say that I'm pretty good Horizon, but I could be better. And I'm learning to play her really well. Her ult is just incredible for certain things. You've got to have nades. Arc Stars are the best thing for it. And learning to master her is actually just one of the best things you can do in the game. If you want to be like a fighting legend that like kicks off fights a lot of the time, like you get that first knock for your team to help, Horizon's easily the best one for that. I'd say Wraith's probably second best, but Horizon is literally incredible for fighting. You can't get near. A good Horizon player is very scary, because they can literally take an angle in about 2 seconds on you that you wouldn't expect them to. And if they can shoot while they're up there, they have a big advantage over you. But that's my tier list in terms of skill ceiling. That's what I would go with this. Obviously this looks very different to what the S tier legends would be like, but yeah, that's what I go with. Let me know what you think of this in the comments, guys. I'm going to try and do one of these every single Tuesday, and they might be different, but if you have any ideas of what you want to see in a tier list, from my opinion, I'm going to try and do some different ones. I don't want to do like best weapon in the game. I would, but I want to try and stay away from that for a little bit. But yeah, welcome to Tier List Tuesdays. Let's see how this one goes. But cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you did in the comments. And cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out for now.